Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about like a product review, and it's going to be like for singers, of course, because this is clearly a singer channel. So basically, the product is called the BeltBox. Okay, so let's see. Let's make sure you can see that. All right, so it comes in this really nice box. It's nice black, nice red lettering, everything. It's so nice. So it comes with instructions. And by the way, I've already used it, so I already know how I feel about it. A nice carrying bag. The product itself. That's the inside, and this is the outside. And it comes with a strap. And that's it. So basically, let's talk about what the product is supposed to do. So the BeltBox is like for those people who say you live with, like, you know how, okay, let me slow myself down. Good grief. I talk so fast, or I think so fast. I don't know. So basically, this is what it does. It muffles the sound of your voice. There are times where, as somebody who plays an instrument, like I play the trombone. Anybody, I guess, who has played a brass instrument, or I think any other instrument, there's some silencers or kind of like, like a muffler. I don't know what they call those. Can't remember what they call them. It's like blank. Okay, so, but basically they have like a little silencers or whatever, so that way they can kind of, I feel like I'm talking about guns. But just to basically muffle down the sound, so that way you don't have to disturb anybody. People who have children and their kids cannot play instruments, you know what I'm talking about. Especially with the violin. No offense to violinists out there, because it's hard. Well, the same thing goes for someone who has or who sings. So your voice is an instrument, and because your voice is an instrument, it doesn't always sound great, just like when you first start out. So that's where this BeltBox comes in. I'm sorry, I think my husband thinks this is his video. Oh my gosh, he just decided he wanted to say something. Um, but what he mentioned was basically that it helps if you work if you're in an apartment, like with very, very thin walls. Or if you live with someone and you don't want to be loud. So one of the things that I had gotten this for is because I live with my in-laws right now, and me actually singing really, really loud is just something scary, because it's like you need to have a safe space, but if your walls are thin, that sounded so sorry. That sounded so bad. But if the walls in your room are very, very thin, people can hear your voice even if it sounds bad. So I didn't want people to hear my voice sounding bad. So I got this, and I can't remember how I found it, but yeah, I found it. And okay, so my husband found it, and basically I don't really like it that much, but I will let you, be the judge, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why I don't like it in a few seconds. But the first thing that the instructions tell you to do is that they tell you that you're supposed to place it firmly over your nose and mouth when warming up to dampen your sound. The better the seal on your face, the better sound is contained. You can either hold it or use the strap for hands-free use. Now, one of the things is that they make sure to let you know is that if you have a petite face, if there's room for air to escape beneath your chin, try holding the mask beneath your nose to create a better seal and trap sound. This this position is better for lip trills as well. So lip trills are okay. So let's just show you how it's supposed to go. So basically, firmly, like this. Like you can hear me and everything like that. And it has little holes on the side or underneath the nose part. I mean, this thing looks kind of like dope. Like if you look at it, it looks really, really dope. The design looks really cool. It has like little air holes right here. And on the inside, there's little air holes here. So you should be able to breathe. But there are different, see, another thing that what this doesn't take into account is people who breathe through their mouth. So there's, for singers, there's sometimes where you might be a mouth breather, you might be a nose breather. So if you are a nose breather, this might work well for you. If you're a mouth breather, like I think I go back and forth depending on how close a phrase is. So sometimes I might be able to get that deep breath in and I go through my mouth, or I go through my nose when I need a quick one. So for this thing, it's like, okay, well, I have time and warm-ups. I can, okay, go through this one and then go to the next part. I have a time to take a breath. So basically what I ended up having to do was do this. And then go, because I couldn't breathe into this. And because there's no space for the mouth area to breathe right here. And it's padded, everything. So it's not like it's going to hurt your face or anything like that. The instructions also tell you how to clean it. And also I'm going to show you this little picture at the bottom because I'm not doing this strap thing. But this is how it's supposed to look for when you do the strap. And that's this thick strap, and it's just like, it stretches nicely. So it's like they thought this whole thing out, but I feel like they didn't think about the situation of the breathing as well as they could have. And I think it's kind of hard to do that when you're trying to dampen a sound, because the purpose of not having a mouth section is to, I guess, make sure that you don't sing through the whole thing and everybody can hear you, because you're trying to make sure nobody hears you. So you keep this part right here for the nose, but I guess mouth breathers kind of suffer. So when it comes to this part where you go, yeah. If you're a singer, you know Cheryl Porter, who's another very famous YouTuber, you should know what that is. That's some of her warm-ups from her class. And I will do a review on that as well in the future. But here we go. Yeah. So it dampens the sound. The only thing about it is that I just can't breathe after a while. And I said, okay, well, let me just try and use the strap. And I've tried the strap, and it's just like, it's very, very uncomfortable. It makes the situation even worse for me. So I think this might be really, really good for some people. Some people have even had, there were some good reviews for the BeltBox, because it's very, very different. And I think it's honestly a genius idea. I just think that it needs more work. And I mean, I know we can't stick that thing that people put in the trumpets in our mouths and try to sing, because I mean, it's like, it's going to choke us, of course. But it's just like, this was a great idea, and it's definitely different. And it also helps the people who are kind of starting out and they're very, very new, and they're like, I don't want people to hear me crack. I don't want people to do that. And, but I just think this doesn't help with your breathing. And when you're trying to hit a certain note, when when you're trying to hit a certain note, it's very, very hard. Like, for example, a high note, you have to breathe more for your high notes. And sometimes even for your low notes, if you're struggling with your low notes, you have to breathe more for your low notes. So the thing about this whole thing is that you can't breathe as much. Or it's just not like, it's kind of like the mask that we have to wear for quarantine. Like, a lot of times we are not able to breathe, and that's because airways are just being covered. And so, and it's like, it's not really that helpful. It's like, it's helpful if I sit there and I go like, you know what I'm saying? It's helpful when it's something like that. But if it's not, it's like you might as well just go ahead and just sing, and just, I guess, get over the thought of, oh, I don't want people to hear me mess up. You just might as well just get over it. And I don't know how, you can get over it, because I know I still struggle with it sometimes myself. But it's just like, if you're gonna ever sing in front of people and really get your music out there, you're gonna have to sing. You're gonna have to like let people hear your voice. It just is what it is. And one thing that I try to remember is that everybody who has learned how to play an instrument, their parent understands that they're not going to sound good at the beginning. And people are going to have to understand, in general, people are going to have to understand that you're not going to sound good at the beginning. It's just not going to happen. I mean, there's prodigies out there, but it's just not going to happen right away. And it's going to take a lot of work, and you're going to have to work with it, and you're going to have to get used to listening to your voice. But another thing about muffling your sound is that you don't really hear what your voice is supposed to sound like. And that can be a problem. So it's just like, all right, well, I have muffled my sound down, and I think that maybe I might sound good. It doesn't help with ear training, because if your sound is muffled, it might sound different inside this belt box than it does when you hear your voice hitting the air. So you have to kind of think about certain things. There's pros and cons to this. Yes, it does work when you want to muffle your voice. It does. But if you're talking about ear training and understanding these different notes that you're singing, understanding what your voice sounds like, it's not going to be good for that, because you're not going to be able to hear it with your own ears. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's garbage, but because I feel like it's a very, very good idea. Also, apparently you can feed. There was one more thing I didn't say, because it says quiet conversations. Feed a standard microphone in between the two layers for discrete conversations, or use it as a sound isolation shield for voiceover recordings. Now, when it comes to stuff like that, like voiceover, stuff like that, I don't know. I have different what do you call it, plugins, stuff like that, just that basically help with eliminating sound. I would rather do that and have the freedom of breathing and be able to, have like a conversation with whoever I'm talking to, instead of having to suffer in something like a mask. Like, this is basically like a glorified mask. And I just rather get something like a plugin just to muffle get all the noise out of everything. So I don't even know if I would even use it for that either. But I'm sure it's possible, because it's just kind of like, when you have a treated room. So that way, you can kind of eliminate some of the background noise and whatever you're recording. So it's like, yeah, it can work, but would it be comfortable, and would you want to use it is the question. I just don't think that I would run out to go until you go buy this. That is a good point. It costs $49.95 for this belt box here. And it's just like, I don't think like what my husband was saying is like he's like it costs that much money. You could get a plug-in probably for a little bit more. Oh, little actually less. So you for 29. Oh, my husband wants me to tell you guys to check him out at at Damn Tay. So we'll put the link in because he did get like on a serious note, sir. On a serious note, he did get a plug-in to get rid of background noise, and he I guess did a video. Okay, so yeah, he did a video on his channel about that plugin, and it's $25
by itself.
$29 by itself. So if you have a situation where you have like a little bit of a studio or whatever, and you know like a little studio setup, and you have this plugin, you can put this plugin on, and instead of having to put your headphones in and using like even people on TikTok, I don't think I would even use this for TikTok videos. I don't think I would use this at all. I try using it, but if I can't hear myself, I can't get better. I feel like it kind of hinders me. So basically, all that to say, I think it's a very great idea, but I don't like it. And sorry, I don't think this is a good idea. It would be a good idea for anybody to spend 45, you said? $49.95. I don't think it's a good idea to spend that much money on something that is not going to help you. I mean, as a singer, we have a lot of things we have to pay for. Voice lessons, plugins, things like that. Well, it depends, I guess, if you actually, record yourself or if you go to someone else. But even if you go to someone else, you have studio time to pay for, and that you need that money for that studio time. For basic studios is
no, I'm like there's a lot of studios running $50 an hour.
Oh, so like yeah, it's basic studios you can pay $50 an hour and then call it a day. And this is just too much money for it not to work. So yeah, and I got this a while back and I haven't used it. It's been sitting in my room collecting dust and I need to get rid of it. But I hate to throw somebody's idea away. I don't know why that is, but I don't like throwing people's ideas away. But I feel like it's going to have to happen, or I'm going to have to donate it or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But that wraps it up because I don't want to just ramble and rant and rave. But thank you so much for watching. If you like the content, please let me know down below in the comment section. Like, would you buy the BeltBox? I don't know. Like, am I missing something? But yeah, let me know. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.